What's going on, guys? It's Jamie and welcome back to another video, and welcome to episode number 3 in the prep series. And today I am going to be showing you guys some of that more technical work that I'm doing in this prep. If you're excited for this week's video, guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up button for me. And if you're new to the channel, or if you just haven't done so already, then hit that subscribe button as well for new episodes in the prep series every single week. So in this episode, guys, I'm going to be bringing you along for 3 of my 4 training sessions this week, in which I'm going to be showing you, as I said, some of that more technical work. So the 3 movements that we're going to be talking about today are tempo squats, tempo bench press, and spoto bench press. And there's only one other technical movement that I do in my program, which is a 3 count bench press, but we're not going to be covering that in this week's video because I actually talked about that in a little bit of detail in episode 2 of the prep series. So I'm going to link that down in the description below, guys. Check that one out and then come back here and watch the other 3 movements. So I'm not going to keep you guys any longer. We're going to hop straight into this video. Make sure you stick around for all 3 of the movements, guys, because in these sessions I'm going to be talking to you a little bit more in depth about the benefits of each movement, what we're kind of focusing on whilst we are doing them, and some other details as well. So hopefully it should be really beneficial for you guys and something that you can take away from this video. So without further ado, guys, we're going to hop straight into it. Session number 1, tempo bench work that I'm doing here. I'm going to show you some of that more technical work that I've been doing for my bench in this program to just really help me dial in that form and technique as we make our way towards comp. So I hit bench in every session of the week. That means 4 times during one training week. And in this one today, it's actually some tempo bench at 3-2-0. So that means a 3-second decentric, a 2-second pause, and a 0-second concentric, obviously exploding up out of that stopped position. So really the main focus of this tempo bench work here is just going to really allow me to focus on that bar control, really letting that bar down slowly, feeling it every single inch, and then also it's going to help that touch on my chest just be really soft and really nice. And then with the 2-second pause, that's pretty much like a competition pause, so it means we're going to have that explosive movement up from the completely still position. I've actually only got 2 sets of tempo here on this day. They're both singles, but they're kind of a heavy load. So today we're working at 117.5 kilograms. 2 singles, as I said. This isn't the only technical work I do for bench. We're also going to be hitting some spoto press a little bit later on in the week, which I'm going to bring you guys along for as well, and I'll talk a little bit more about that as and when we get to it, because that's really going to help us focus on some different points in the bench as well. But as for today, as I said, just some tempo bench, 2 top sets to get at 117.5. We are getting into training day number 2 of the week, and I've just realised apparently I can't drink without pouring water down myself, so please try to ignore the stain on my t-shirt. But the reason I wanted to bring you guys along for the start of this session is because we have got another squat day, but today, instead of yesterday, it's a more technical squat session. So we're actually doing some tempo squats here, same tempo as the bench work was yesterday, 3-2-0. So the 3-second eccentric, 2-second pause, and then explosive 0 seconds out of the hole. So effectively we're trying to achieve the same kind of thing as we were with the pause bench, and that is to just try and teach me as much control as possible during that eccentric portion of the squat. As a tall guy, the squat for me is a long way down, and making sure that that eccentric part is 3 seconds long, that's just going to really make me try and keep nice and tight, nice and composed and controlled during the squat. And on top of this, it's just going to help me build more confidence as that load gets heavier and heavier. You know, just sitting with it on my back for that period of time during these sets is just going to help me feel nice and confident as we get up to those heavier loads, as I said. So this session today will actually be the heaviest that I've hit these tempo squats for. We have got a top double at 187.5 kilograms. I've been warming up nicely here, as you can see, and one thing I'm focusing on in these warm-ups is to make sure that these sets are going to look exactly like my top set. So I'm keeping that tempo the exact same during my warm-up. up. So when it comes to my top set, everything's dialed in and we are ready to go. Make sure we're not skipping anything there. So I'm going to get chalked up here, get ready, and get into this top set, and hopefully it'll be a really, really good one. So we're going to be backing off with 3 sets here, guys. All of them are going to be triples at 165 kilograms. Again, in these sets, we're just really making sure that tempo is spot on. You may notice, and you may have been thinking, I wasn't completely at depth in that set. This was the same last week and was something I was concerned about, and I told my coach Alex about. And in my check-in, he said with these tempo squats, he's not so worried about me hitting that perfect depth, because what we're really trying to focus on is just making sure that pause is spot on. Tempo squats, and specifically that pause in the bottom, is really just about making sure I can handle sitting with the tension in that position down in the hole, more so than trying to get down in depth or anything like that. This is the first time I've ever done tempo and pause squats over the last 2 or 3 weeks. So at the moment, just trying to focus on really holding that tension in that bottom position. And another thing we're trying to focus on is making sure when we come out of the hole, we're not dropping down and then springing back up. Our concentric movement wants to be literally from that dead position straight back up in the air, rather than dropping it down slightly further and using a little bit of momentum to get up out of the hole. So a lot to think about on these tempo squats, guys, but again, just a really, really beneficial movement for to hopefully translate over to that regular low bar comp squat. So we've got 2 more back offs to get here, and that is going to do it. So we're about to get into my 3rd training session of the week, and this one will actually be my 2nd technical bench session of the training week. You may notice a slight difference. I've had a bit of a haircut, cleaned myself up a bit since those last clips. It's actually the following week now. Long story short, I wanted to film this session that I'm about to hit last week whilst I was filming the other sessions that you guys have just watched. Basically got to the gym on the day and realised that my SD card was still at home and my spare SD card was still at home. So it was a bit of a nightmare. Ended up not being able to film that session. But I thought, you know what, we'll just postpone it a little bit, and I would just wait a week and film this one today, because I really wanted to get this technical work in this video for you guys, and that is because today we are going to be hitting some spoto bench press. So if you're not aware, spoto bench press is very similar to a regular bench press. It's going to look pretty much the same, but rather than bringing that bar all the way down and touching our chest, we're going to be stopping the range of motion 1 to 2 inches above our chest and then pushing out of the hole from there. So before I hopped into this program, before I got going with my coach Alex, spoto is something that I had never done before, literally ever, since I started training. So to see it in the new program was really exciting. I'm always up for trying new things, and if there is anything that is going to help me progress on my lifts in any way, then obviously I'm going to take advantage of it and run. So we're hitting spoto today, guys. Excited to show this one to you and talk to you about it a little bit in a minute. We're warming up to a top set now. This week, Alex has actually put me on a slight deload because we're going to get ready to push a little bit more from next week. So the load today isn't going to be quite what we have been working on the last couple of weeks, but nonetheless, guys, I'm still going to get it and still going to show you what we are doing. So top set today is going to be 105 kilograms for 5 reps, and I think we've got 3 back offs of 6 as well. At just below 100. So it should be some nice work, guys. And of course, these deload sessions is going to be a really nice time to make sure I'm nailing everything with that form on technique. So 1 warm-up set at 100, and then we're getting into the top set at 105. So spoto is going to be useful for a few things. First off, it's going to help us learn to keep some nice tension on the bar whilst we're down in that position, down in the hole. In a regular comp bench, when we touch the bar on the chest, don't really want to be letting it sink down too much. We want to be holding it there, keeping it primed, ready to push out. Ideally, we want to be touching the chest really, really lightly and holding that tension in the bar before we then explode out. So doing spoto, this kind of movement, holding that bar, you know, a couple of inches off the chest in a dead stop position, just going to allow me to get used to the feeling of holding that tension in the bar, ready to explode out. Secondly, it's really just going to help us be more explosive from that dead stop position. Stopping a bar a couple of inches off your chest and literally pressing it back up with zero momentum is again just going to help us become more explosive when we get back to that comp bench. So there we go guys, 3 of the technical movements that I'm hitting in this program to really help me out with my competition prep, and 3 movements that can really help you if you are looking to make some good progress on your squat, bench and deadlift. It's easy to see that a common theme within these movements is really focusing on the tempo of the lifts, really focusing on that pause and just trying to help ourselves get better in that weaker part of each movement. Hopefully this video has been really interesting for you guys. I mean, it gives you a bit of an insight into the things that I'm doing in my program as we run up to competition, and hopefully if you're a powerlifter like myself or just looking to incorporate some different things into your training to really help you push on, hopefully you can take away something from this video to really help yourself. But that is going to do it for this one, guys. As I said, I really hope you enjoyed this episode in the prep series. If there's anything in more detail you would like me to go over regarding these few movements, just let me know down in the comment section down below. If you did enjoy the video, guys, hit that thumbs up button for me. I would really appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel, or if you just haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button as well for brand new videos every single week. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.